Traditional SEO is that. In 2026, if you want to get more customers for your website or also for your software, what you should be doing is to show up in AI searches such as ChatGPT, Google AI Overviews, like all the other LLM providers. And how you can do that is basically this article that I wrote in detail. So in this video, I'm just going to be covering every single step of the way. So you can also get these kind of results that I got over past few months. So you can also replicate this strategy for your own website. So the reason why I say that is because, for example, even if someone searches on Google, let's say best social media management tools, they are not going to go to each link and discover all these pages one by one, because Google already puts this AI overview at the top, which is basically giving a summary of the search intent they are looking for. So this is what you should be optimizing for. And so as for the first step, I want to show you that I think the most crucial step is creating high intent articles and also pages that will be meeting the demand of some other people out there. So for example, this is my tool, PostPlanify. It is a social media management platform. And as you might guess, one of my money keywords is best social media management tools, or such as 11 best social media management tools for hotels, for dental clinics, like all these different intents. And in each article, I can just get into details of this topic, such as the quick answer at the top, which is telling me, like, for most hotels, the best tool is PostPlanify, which is obviously my tool, and also giving all the other details, and also giving all the other tools as well, because this is what you should be doing. Like, if people are searching for someone else, they can also visit these tools pages too. So you can also give it a table at the top, like the quick picks. These are also some important elements in this article, which is increasing the AI likelihood to pick up this article instead of all the other ones on Google on web. So for example, as I progress, I'm just saying all the other details, such as what matters in a social media management tool for a hotel. Like, I'm just listing all the tools, giving its details, the pricing, the platforms, the free trial. Like, if you have asked something to ChatGPT before, you can see that AI is basically giving you an answer in a very structured way that can also give you like a lot of different insights and also what is going on, like for these different tools that I'm recommending. So I can also keep a structure between all these tools, so it is also more likely to get picked up by LLMs. I can also attach tables such as side-by-side comparison. These are also pretty useful for AI to use. You can also give some other details, like you got the point. What you should be doing is creating these high intent pages for your money keywords. And for example, let me just show you a few other examples as well. This is basically the main keyword is best social media management tools. And some other examples would be such as 8 best thread scheduling tools. Like, there's also my competitor alternative articles, listicles, which is basically listing all the other competitors for content, for example, in this example, and it is just giving all the other details that I showed you as well. So there are, of course, a few things that you should be knowing when you're creating these pages, because if you just use AI and just create slop content, it's not going to be picked up because the information is already out there. So you are not really adding something, like adding a unique point of view to the World Wide Web. So what you should be doing is basically redirect AI to write the article in a way that is more likely to get picked up by LLMs. And this is also something that you just practice and also learn from it. And what you can do for this is, for example, here I just came to ChatGPT and wrote best social media management. And of course, it came up with some of the tools out there. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll be seeing this sources tab. And here I can see all the pages that ChatGPT looked to basically give me an answer for my prompt. And I can see all of the details here. And what I can do is just go to ChatGPT again and list all these URLs and ask him to tell me, like, why these websites are picked up by LLMs, like what are they doing wrong, and also what are they doing right. So I can just copy their structure, copy what they did well, and I can also improve upon it. So I can just create a much better article than them, and hopefully my article will be picked up by next as well. And the other problem that I see is A lot of people on X or any other social platforms are basically sharing their traffic numbers, like all the other stuff. But what you should be careful is that the traffic count is not really something important for you, because what you should be actually optimizing for is the high intent traffic, not just low quality traffic. So what I mean by that is, for example, I can create a lot of free tools because like I have more than 80 free tools on my website. And I can just create them with AI very easily in 2026. And I can just start getting traffic for them as well. And I can just show these beautiful graphs as well. But what's going to happen is these free tools are very less likely to convert those people into paid customers than articles like these high intent pages such as best competitor alternative pages, best social media management tools, like all these sort of stuff that people are searching to actually buy something. So you should be focusing on those much more than all the free tools and also all the other low intent keywords as well. So the step 2 is what you can do is build backlinks and your authority so AI trusts you more, and it is much more likely for AI to recommend your brand instead of all the other tools, because it's all about trust. And if AI is seeing your brand like everywhere on other websites as well, then it is much more likely for him to pick you up instead of all the other tools. So what this does is, first of all, of course, you increase your domain rating. And this means that you're increasing your trust. If you are doing this in the right way, if you're not just spamming backlinks, you're just going to be increasing your domain rating as well. And the other thing is, when you're doing this, for example, I can just search for best social media management tools again, and I can try to get into these listicles that my competitors created, or also some other external publishers, external bloggers created, so I can show up in those articles as well. And this basically means that more external websites, more independent websites is going to be giving me some traffic and backlink to me. And this means that the more trust I build by doing this. So you can either just do this manually, finding the pages, finding the contact details, and also asking for a backlink or a link exchange, or you can also automate this whole backlink building process with tools like ElvixAI.com. This is also a tool that I built, by the way. What it does is basically looks at the World Wide Web, and it also analyzes your tool with AI. So for example, I have just created a workspace for my tool PostPlanify, and it just looked at the AI, and also it created me all these prospects that I can reach out to for a backlink. So for example, these are all different blog posts that I can just get a backlink from, which is pretty highly relevant to my niche. So I can just see all these details. I can also look up to all the contact information of these websites. And what I can do is in the outreach tab, I can just send them an email, which is generated by AI, optimized to get the most amount of reply rates possible. So for example, all these are ready to send emails, and I can also queue all these emails one by one. This is basically queued section, which is showing me what is gonna go out and when, exactly right here. So as you just do this in high volume, it's going to be automatically lending you some backlinks over time as well. Of course, there is no guarantee of how many backlinks that you will be getting, but this is also a great way to automate this process, because otherwise you will be doing this manually, like find all those pages, reach out to them one by one, which is going to be taking a lot of hours every single day from you too. So the last but not least is the step 3, which is collecting customer reviews on G2, on Trustpilot, on Google, which is going to help you to give AI and also give Google, like give internet, the information about your tool from the other people's perspective. And this is also going to be increasing your likelihood to be trusted much more by also Google and also LLMs, like all the other AI and normal search engines as well. So for example, this is of course not the greatest, best example in the world, but what I did was to create a G2 profile for PostPlanify and start getting reviews, like asking customers if they can leave a review for PostPlanify. Very honestly, of course, they can like say bad things, they can say good things, but luckily, like I got some good reviews, and it's also boosting my reputation as well. So hope you found this video helpful. I just wanted to give you a way like how we can basically get more recommended by LLMs like ChatGPT or all the other tools because basically future is there. And the great thing is that we are still early, and if you can just take some steps from today, then I think in a few years, in a few months, you're already going to be in a much better place. So have a great day. Take care. Cheers.